you for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So at the end of the day, we have some events tonight, but typically I'll go right back up town toward the Boogie Down Bronx on the 4 or the 5 train, which is the express. The 6 train is the local. So basically, folks, you're going to stop at every stop, Canal Street, 23rd. I don't want to stop at all those places, folks. It's not hard to navigate around New York City if you want to come on a vacation. I came into the city here, Grand Central, and now I'm down here at Brooklyn Bridge stop. Diddy's house here in Brooklyn. He could be a free man. Next week, folks, he could be a free man. And all this could be behind him. You never know. Or there could be a mistrial. You just don't know. You have 12 different people, and they all have their own interpretation about this trial. So that's what makes it very unique. But we're almost there. We're about to find out. So I'm about to walk down to the courthouse. These are the final days for this trial, folks. I already have other trials lined up. Unfortunately, I have to fly out. But it is what it is, folks. But all the cases here in New York, like I covered Trump's case, Diddy's case, it's easy to get down and back up. When I have to fly out, I want to cover Carmelo Anthony down in, I believe it's down around Texas. So that's going to be a very interesting case as well. So let's talk about Diddy. Yesterday we had the closing arguments for the prosecutors. It's windy today, wow. I don't recall it being windy down here ever. And folks, I've been getting up every morning at 3 o'clock, coming down, getting in line. I have line sitters, but now I don't have to do that anymore. I have access to the courtroom, so I can just go there and go right up to the main courtroom. It took me a long time to get to that status, but it goes to show that hard work pays off. So yesterday, the prosecutors really broke down the case, and they laid out all of the charges that they have against Diddy. Now, on social media everywhere, you'll see people are saying that they dropped charges in regards to Diddy, the kidnapping, arson, which involved Kid Cudi, and also sex trafficking, but that's not true. What the government did, they dropped the charges or the predicates that were attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and attempted or aiding and abetting for sex trafficking. But those underlying predicates are there, and they broke it down yesterday down to the brass tacks. And so today we'll get a chance to see how the defense wants to counter this whole case. I think it's going to be tough, but it will be interesting. I think he has some of the best attorneys out there. I mean, the performance is on a high level, extraordinary performance. Definitely, folks, definitely. So I'm excited to hear their angle and approach and how they're going to counter all these claims of sex trafficking, arson, kidnapping. Yesterday, the attorney that represented the prosecutors, she made some points that I had never realized before. She said that basically, let's say for instance for Diddy, he had 7 drugs at one freak off. But she says it only takes one drug in order to charge him, right? That's one predicate. Now, for racketeering, you only need two predicates, right? Two predicates, two crimes committed within a 10-year period, right? So, think about that. At one freak off, you have 7 drugs. On some occasions, the witnesses have laid it out. You only need one, but then she says there's been hundreds of freak offs. So basically, you could just they could choose 2 of those and have 2 predicates, basically, from what I understand her saying. Another thing she did, she showed 27 sex workers, 27 men. I counted it on the screen. And each of these individuals, they either had sex with Cassie, Jane Doe, and maybe 10 of them had relations with both of them, right? So they had it all charted out. Basically, you could choose two of those, and it puts you in line for a RICO. It's really scary for any defendant that has to deal with this case now. Like, when it came to arson, there's just so many predicates. There was 8 predicates that they had lined up. Forced labor, bribery. Remember, I've been telling you guys about the whole case with Eddie Garcia and how they said Diddy paid to make the video go away. So all they have to do to get a racketeering charge, which comes with, now your life. They got R. Kelly with life, pretty much. Not life, but 30 years they gave him, right? And if you're 55 years old, it's just scary business. So I would imagine that he has to, today he has Agnifilo that's going to cover the case or do the closing arguments. I thought it would be Brian Steele, but Agnifilo is his leading attorney. So I get that. He's more of a strategist, I guess, the way he does things. Brian Steele is much different, but they both have their strong points, But I would imagine that they're going to come in. Yesterday I saw Diddy talking to his sons, his kids, and some other fellas. It was such a touching moment because he was trying to tell them, he was trying to encourage them, and to me it was like a moment beyond compare because we were having some sort of break, and they were all lined up there, and you could tell these guys, they almost seemed like they were heartbroken but hopeful. But just to witness that moment, I tell you, man, it was something, As a father, and you don't have your freedom, and you're trying to admonish your kids or put them at ease, because his entire family showed up yesterday. Not the entire, but a big portion of it, folks. So I'm about to go into the courtroom and get ready to see one of probably the strongest defense closing arguments under the sun. I think this guy has to come in there, and he has to come in there swinging. His client's life is on the line here. The government, believe me, they want to give this guy life, or give him 30 years like they did R. Kelly. The bottom line is they want to give him, okay, here's Miss Combs. All right, before I go in, I'll get Miss Combs for you. All right, Mama Combs.
thank you so much.
I'm going there too. So.
We're trying to get.
All right, guys, I'm going into the courtroom. I'll I'll catch you guys later. Court is about to start. All right. Thank you.